Yep.
Who was in the house?
Mark Stannard.
He's now in hospital. Can you tell me how he came to have a badly cut head?
I went round there to try and find out why some handout leaflets Mark had promised to redo for me hadn't been done. When I asked his mother, she just screamed at me, but gave no reason. When I had a look, they still hadn't been done. But he tried to grab them back. They got spilled and he fell backwards and caught his head.
Why did you leave that boy lying in the hearth, injured?
I panicked. That's why I've come in now.
Are you aware, Mr. Ramsey, there's an allegation that on a previous occasion you indecently assaulted Mark Stannard?
When? That's a bloody lie! Why didn't you tell me this before? I mean, it's my reputation. I've got a right to know. That's what all this is about, right?
Sit down, Mr. Ramsey.
Oh, you never leave kids like me alone, do you? Orphans. It's... Leave them alone. Never touch the bastards. Or the other extreme, get on their backs day and night. I thought coming up here, I'd get away from all that. Do this, do that. Look, Inspector, I've been around. I've been in and out of places with kids all my life. Here and there, I've seen things happen to kids like what you're suggesting. What do you think? When I've seen it, and that it happened to me, I touched the first kid I talked to since I come here. It's you're screwed up, mate, not me.
I am not, Mr. Ramsey, at this stage satisfied with your explanation. Sit down, please. I'm arresting you on suspicion of assaulting Mark Stannard and thereby occasioning him actual bodily harm.
What about the indecency? And you better slam that in as well.
That complaint will certainly be reinvestigated, yes. You're not obliged to say anything unless you wish to do so, but whatever you say will be taken down in writing and may be given in evidence. Sergeant Beck.
I want a solicitor.
Speak to the sergeant. He'll arrange it if you wish. But nobody's going to talk to you again tonight. Surely it will be better to wait and have someone fresh in the morning. Take Mr. Ramsey into the detention room. I've arrested him for suspected ABH.
What do you think you're doing? Where's the statement of complaint about the assault tonight? You should have bailed him.
Sir, if he goes out of here tonight, he could assault again, be got at for revenge by the boy's father, or just plain disappear. Plus the fact that I don't accept the fact that he ran away from the scene because he panicked.
It's morally wrong for him to run, agree, but not necessarily so in law. If he didn't commit the crime...
He stays here for his own good until I know what's happened. You've already told me this is my station. I arrested the man.
Are you prepared to take full responsibility for any complaint arising?
Will you take responsibility for lack of police action if that man hurts himself or others as a result of us releasing him?
You've got a very aggressive husband, Mrs. Darbley. That's a real insult.
Aggressive husband?
No, Mrs. Darbley, not Inspector.
Mrs. Darbley sounds all right to me.
And me.
What did you say?
He's got his own mind. And do you listen to him? I listen to lots of people, sir. Do you agree with his point of view? 50-50. Do you think he influences you with people? Couldn't answer that.
Pity.
Social workers are very influential people.
So are police officers.
Your husband likes juveniles. Have you ever thought of adoption, Mrs. Darbley? Have you ever thought of marriage, sir?
He was seen by the registrar at 8 o'clock and then the ambulance took him back home, Mum.
What about a solicitor for Ramsey?
He doesn't want one now. Sees no point. He's told me he's clean.
Cool it, George.
Right, well, I can live with his purity for a couple of hours longer, then.
whilst I go visiting. Did you say you got punched? You haven't got any bruising. You haven't been touched, have you?
I told you, my neighbour recognised Ramsey leaving.
Mrs. Stannard, you weren't here. It came about these leaflets, didn't he? Did he hit you at all?
No.
How did he get in? The door's not forced. Your mother said you went to see him again, but you let him in. Because you like him?
How can he? When he goes down there, he's touched. I saw him upset. Weren't ya?
Were you upset, Mark, because you were assaulted 3 weeks ago? Or because Mr. Ramsey wouldn't pay you? Being a mite spoiled, you hadn't altered them, had you? Out of spite? They just hung around the house.
I were always telling him to take them down. They were cluttering up place.
When was the last occasion you asked him to take these leaflets to the shop, Mrs. Stannard?
A couple of days ago.
And you couldn't, could you? Because you hadn't altered them, you were still angry at not being paid. And so you made up a lie. And your mother believed you. Mark, unless you tell me the truth, a man is going to be locked up. Your friend.
He won't pay me. One time he's all friends, another he won't pay me. We're only a tiny fault. Only a lowercase r. I only wanted me for a printer. I'll do them again if he wants.
I make no apologies for having locked you up. Any man who can run away from an accident of that nature makes me shiver, Mr. Ramsey.
Do you know what, Inspector? You lot, everybody, assuming things about me, that makes me shiver.
What happened? I've got school. Where are you going?
Out of here.
Coming?